This podcast may contain paid advertisements, but more on that later. Welcome to the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, your go-to resource for unraveling the intricacies of business and leadership, honing in on the essence of bootstrapping a business from scratch. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur, a dedicated bootstrapper, or a leader navigating life's various challenges, this podcast is crafted just for you. I'm Isaiah O'Connor, your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, and my mission is to guide you towards personal and professional growth. Let's embark on this journey together. Now, with new episodes dropping weekly, I want to welcome you to the Remastered series, your chance to catch up on the journey so far. Here's one from the archives I think you'll enjoy. Today I'm going to continue with my analysis of Marvel's Endgame and the story it told, and how important that is to business. Marvel has been a storytelling company for years. They're not a comic book company, they're not a movie company, they're in the business of telling a good story. When they tell a good story, they succeed. When they tell a not so good story, they don't succeed as well. And visuals, good or bad, that doesn't matter. It's about the stories. In order to have really incredible success, you need to be a master at storytelling. Sure, you can be a mediocre storyteller and wow audiences, again with visuals or something else, but the best success and to get your customer loyalty, and you need to have a really incredible story to go with it. Now, when you look at other movies and franchises and even comic books, etc., they've had some incredible movies with incredible visuals, but with a bad, confusing, or just mediocre story. And even Marvel has had some of those inside and outside of the MCU, but overall, their overall storyline kind of compensated for that. But when you have a movie that may have the best visuals, best special effects ever, if the story sucks, it's going to flop. Doesn't matter. Waterworld is a great example of one of the biggest flops of all time. Huge amount of money, huge special effects, and the storyline, meh, completely forgettable. It can really make a difference. But you may be thinking, well, how does that apply to me as a small business entrepreneur? I'm not a movie maker. I don't write books. I don't do anything telling a story. How should that even apply to me? And yeah, well, that's a good question. And this is how. Notice that the best brands do not sell their product or services directly. They tell you a story about their product or service. When your clients are invested in your story, they will want to be a part of it. Think of social media. Facebook, Instagram, both offer to add to your story. One of the better ways to get people to follow you is to continue a good story, a narrative that makes sense to them. When you go off track of your narrative, you will start to lose your audience. For example, I was listening to a course on marketing, and I learned about the famous Got Milk commercial. I don't know if you're old enough to remember this commercial, but back when I was growing up as a kid, they came up with a storyline about needing milk really badly. And if you didn't have it, you'd be in trouble. For example, the most memorable message guy, I can't remember the complete story, he somehow dies. He gets hit by a car or some sort of accident. You don't see the impact. You just see something come. The screen goes blank. It comes back up, and he's in a white room. All white. He's like, huh, what happened? Am I dead? He looks around, and there's this giant bowl on a table full of giant, perfect chocolate chip cookies. Just wonderful chocolate chip cookies. It's like, yes, I'm in heaven. It's gotta be. He eats the chocolate chip cookies. He's so happy. And there's a refrigerator. He opens the refrigerator, and it's full of milk. And he's like, yes! Milk! Cookies! I have to be in heaven. And he grabs the first bottle of milk, and he drinks it, and it's empty. He grabs the next one, and it's empty. And he grabs the other one, and then it's empty. And then they're all empty. He has all these cookies, and he's super thirsty, and he has no milk, and no sink, and nothing to drink. And he goes, where am I? And the words, got milk, pop up, and then flames burn up from the bottom, and then it dissolves away. So, what was the story there? The story wasn't, go buy our milk, please. You need to buy milk. The story was, you always need milk. If you're eating cookies or a peanut butter sandwich or something else, you always need your milk. And if you eat the cookies and you don't have milk, you'll be in trouble. You better go buy milk. And since most people buy milk anyway, use milk anyway, sales spiked. I mean, he got a huge sales boost because everyone's like, oh yeah, I really need to get the milk. I don't want to be caught without my milk. That was the story. Somewhere along the line, the story got changed. They kept the tagline, got milk. However, the problem with the tagline was they changed it. They changed the story from, this is something you might desperately need, to something that only cool people drink. So instead of, do you have cookies? Do you have milk? They had, hey, look, Michael Jordan drinks milk. This supermodel drinks milk. Hey, look at all these famous people who drink milk. You got milk? Yeah, well, people didn't seem to respond to that as well because, yeah, you got milk. So what? I don't care if Michael Jordan drinks milk. Sure, he drinks milk. So do I. Whatever. That's not that big of a story. It's just saying, hey, try to be cool. That became the story. And that story failed. And sales dropped. And I don't know if they ever came back to that point. But here's the point of this is, and it's really hard to remember, which is when you get excited about your product or service, you forget to bring a story along. You forget to tell a story. You forget that you gotta get people involved in your business as a story. Matter of fact, there's a great book on the subject called Story Brand, which really got this idea into my head. And you can go check that out. It's a great book, Story Brand. And they talk about telling a story with your company, with your page. And that's one thing I've noticed a lot of. I've seen a lot of websites for a lot of companies, and you read the websites, and it's reads almost like an instruction manual for their product, which is all nice, but it doesn't tell a story of the product. It doesn't tell me what I need to know about why I should want the product. We're going to be continuing with this thread, value of story, of bringing your customers back, of creating loyalty, by talking about how you need to stop marketing your products and services. We'll see you next episode. Until next time, I've been your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor. If today's episode added value to your day, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment and consider giving us a stellar 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform. Whether it's Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, or more. And remember, if you leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast, I will personally read it out in the next episode. To support the show, you can make a one-time gift by buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/bootstrap, donate through PayPal at paypal.me/IOCPOD, or make a contribution on our Patreon page at patreon.com/IOCPOD. Your support keeps the episodes coming. For even more content and exclusive perks, join our Patreon community at patreon.com/IOCPod. Patrons enjoy ad-free episodes, access to our private Discord server, early content previews, and a lot more. And here's an exciting offer. Get your free trial of our $5 a month Bootstrapper Community Explorer tier. This exclusive tier grants you ad-free content, Discord server access, and early content previews. Join us and be part of the inner circle. If you're feeling more generous, those who join tiers $25 a month and up will have a chance to be a featured guest on this podcast. A massive thank you to Wintergatan for generously providing the incredible intro and outro music at no cost. We appreciate their support. Be sure to check out Wintergatan's amazing work on YouTube at youtube.com/@Wintergatan. Until next time, I'm your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor, signing off. This is the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, brought to you by Athos Business Solutions. For our companion podcast, the Athos Business Podcast, hosted by Jason St. Clair, along with past episodes and related blogs, visit our website at athos.com. That's ATHEOZ.com or theoz.com. Goodbye for now.